Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your new moon in Libra reading. And the new moon in Libra, of course, is coming up around October 6th. It's going to be at 5:05 a.m. Mountain Standard Time is when it's going to be at its fullness. So depending on where you're at in the world, you can figure that out there. And the energy of this new moon, of course, it's Libra, so it's all about compromise, give and take, negotiating or renegotiating. And then with this new moon with Libra, it can include a restart of some kind. And it ends with a healthy and well-balanced result. You know, the Libra tint to it all can suggest doing things in pairs or doing these new things in pairs. And it can either be with another human who's of like mind. You know, Libra is the air sign, which is, representative of swords, suit, and it's about your mind, your thoughts, your beliefs. So it's someone of like mind. It's like this balanced individual with you on either side. Not like this, where this is showing out of balance, right? It's more of a balanced pair. Or if you're not really looking for a human of like mind, then you can have this, the pair that you can have is pairing up with spirit. And that would be the less dramatic choice, right? Usually. And a Libra is also the sign of love and harmony, negotiation and relationships. So it's harmonious, it's kind, it's luxurious, and always aiming for balance. So it doesn't like this out of balance feeling. It's wanting to balance things out. Now, this is the new moon in Libra, and so when you're looking at the cycles of the new moon to the full moon, even outside of it happening monthly, you can look at the full cycle. It's a 6-month full cycle of going from a new moon in Libra to a full moon in Libra back to a new moon in Libra. So the last full moon that we've had in Libra in the past was March 28th of this year. And that was a time of things climaxing in areas that, in these areas we've talked about of our lives, right? And since then, when you move from a full moon to a new moon, it's about what you're letting go. So since then, you've been letting things fall away that no longer serve those events, or you've been at least thinking about what you want to let go. And now that we're headed close to the new moon, now's the time to balance all that out. So what we're going to be asking for in this reading, because we're going to do a special reading just for your each individual sign, we're going to ask, what are you ready to balance to ignite that new start? Or what does the Creator want you to know about balancing and about this new start? So we're going to go ahead and jump into your reading right now, and we shall find out the answers. Here we go. All right, all my Geminis, this is your Libra new moon reading, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Clarity deck, and this is from a company of Girls Gone Happy, and I get giddy just thinking about that name. I mention it every time I use these cards. So I've been talking about it in every reading that I'm doing for these new moon in Libra. Regardless of how we identify as boy or girl, or whatever we identify as, we can all be girls gone happy today. And don't you think? I think so. Thank you for agreeing with me. I'm going to go on faith that you agree that we can all be happy. And this card that we're going to pick is going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about balance for this new moon period that's coming up. And so let's take a look and see, Creator, for our Geminis, what do you want them to know about balance for this new moon in Libra? Okay, there we go. So that'll be there. And then we're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot. And just to get some clarification on whatever this card reveals, these will be additional messages for that. So Creator, what else do you want Gemini to know about this? Okay. Okay, and I filled this one and this one as well. So you got these three. And then we're also going to pull a card here. These are the Crystal Medicine Oracle, and this is going to be on the other side of the balancing here. And this is like what medicine or what tool can help you with this imbalance or whatever the creator is bringing to your awareness about balance. So let me just mix these up here. All right, creators, so for Geminis, what medicine do you want them to be aware of? Okay, and we'll put that right there. And then also we are going to pull a Divine Directions card. This is just going to be the message overall for this new moon in Libra period of time. Okay, so we get two. And these go on the balance beam here in the middle. And then we'll also pull some more cards here. Once we go through this and we find out what medicine, we're going to see what the creator wants you to know about after this medicine or this tool is applied, what that brings for you here. So we'll start off here, and this is your message. So you've got elders. So I'll show you that there. And it says, consider your relationship with the elders in your life. How do these relationships keep you stuck in old patterns? What do they teach you about the way you've grown in recent years? So yeah, definitely this reflectiveness and understanding. Yeah, there's this balance that I'm seeing here about, especially around time. There's traditions that are built on this beautiful, loving appreciation of our elders, of our ancestry, right? And so we do things, because of that. And then there's other things that happen, these chains that happen in our life where we feel that it's not out of love that we do it, but out of fear of being rejected or the fear of the reaction that it'll cause among family, and if if you're not close to your blood family, then you can also be your chosen family, which sometimes you have this group of friends that are even closer and feel like family to you, even closer than your blood family. So look at family, look at elders, not just within your family line, but the importance that they've had in your life. And just realize that there's some balance that can happen in that, in understanding that there's some change that can be broken, and that can be transformed to where you're doing things out of love and not out of fear, and so there's this clarity that comes through that. And we'll get more information here. Let's go ahead and go here. Yeah, so you have 6 of Wands. Wands is about your fire, your drive, your ambition, your energy. And this can be a victory card. So, just know that there's this message of that you can do anything you put your mind to. But what I'm feeling is it's like this is like the victory in this situation, like maintaining and doing what's expected of you for the family, for like your parents, your grandparents, all those promises that were made as you're going through life, and you're like, well, they were on their deathbed and I promised, and I can tell you now, they don't care. That was their human ego character they were playing. So if they said, promise me you'll do blah, 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 and you're like, I will, and now you're holding yourself for it and you're feeling guilty, or you're feeling resentful that you have to do it because you feel you have to, just know on the other side, they don't give a flip about any of that anymore. They're all about unconditional love and adventure and enjoying things, and all about freedom, not restriction. So it kind of feels like I have this film running in my head of, that like in the Roman times, and someone didn't want to be a general, but because it was the family military thing, and their father was a general and their father was a general, that they were a general, and even though they went out to war and they, slaughtered the enemy or got them to surrender and they had a victory, the victory didn't taste good to them at all because it's not what they want, right? And so I really feel that there's this false victory that you're pretending to be on the outside because of this old attachment to family expectations. And sometimes it can be you're in the family business because everyone's always in the family business. You're like, I don't want to be in the family business, but everyone's always been in the family business, and I'm not going to be the one that's not going to be the family business, blah, 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 right? Or everyone in your family was a police officer, or everyone in your family was in the military, or everyone in your family, like there's this tradition of what you do with your life. Even if it's like, well, everyone goes to college, and you're like, I don't want to go to college. And you're like, but I'm going to force myself. And you're like, this is just this wonderful balance of having this balance in your life of what you really want to do. Maybe you do want to go to school, but you don't want to go to school for what they're wanting you to go to school. You want to switch it up and do something else, So there's this wonderful balance that's happening. There's this facade going on how you're presenting yourself to all of them, but behind it, you have this other thing that you really, really want to do and that you really are drawn to. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, I got the Page of Pentacles. And Pentacles is all about the outside world. And pages are messages. So you're going to have these messages coming from the outside world. And I really feel that the messages that are coming in are going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. Like you feel like you've bent over backwards and it's never enough, right? And you're going to be getting these messages of, well, that's good, but you could also do this, or you should have done this, or blah, 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 or, okay, that's good. Next, now that we want you to do, it's like the carrot's always being moved, and you don't want to, you don't have the patience for it anymore. Your patience bank is about to get overdrawn and you've had it. And that's what's bringing this balance to the head here. It's like you're just are about to burst out and to say, I can't do it anymore. And it's going to shock everyone because you've been so good at hiding it for so long. And for some, this is a general reading, for some of you think you've been hiding it so well for so long, but they know. And some of the messages are on purpose just to get you to show your true cards, because they know what you're thinking, but they've been doing their own battle inside, because they've been passing it down from generation to generation, and so they know what you've been feeling because maybe they didn't want to do it either. And so when you have this new I don't want to say what's coming is like this coming out, and it's not that necessarily that it has to do with your sexual orientation, but everyone has a coming out at some point in their life if they get brave enough to be who they want to be and not who everyone else is thinking that they should be. And so it's like this coming out. The other thing is that the page, in addition to being messengers, like the hear ye, were children. And when you go back to the childlike feeling before you had your dreams crushed, by other people. When you're very, very young and you ask children, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they're like, I want to be an astronaut. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be, a ballerina. I'm going to be a fairy. I'm going to be, I'm an alien. It's like it's limitless when you're a child because you haven't, had this suppression that's come from the adult world where they had their dreams crushed. So they pass on that wonderful tradition of crushing their children's dreams and crushing the dreams of other children, whether they're your own or not. But this is about going back to that feeling when you thought anything was possible, and you're going to see all sorts of possibilities. So, it's like this beautiful realization. And I just noticed this too. And you can see how they're both, She's looking at the world that she wants, and here's the possibilities of the world that she wants. And so it's definitely, when you move out of that suppression, you move into this balance, you do see the many possibilities that are out there where you thought there was no way. Now you see that there's going to be a way. And you're also, this balancing act that comes in is about, this is what I want, and this is what the cost is to do that. Am I willing to pay the cost, right? And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. And this is beautiful because, again, on a horse, and now you're put on the armor, you're willing to pay the price, and you're rushing off into battle because, not rushing, the Knight of Pentacles is the only knight out of all four that is not about rush, rush, rush. It's about taking a step at a time. And it takes time for that to unfold. And so, this balance that comes in is definitely all about, it's going to take time for things, for all the steps to happen in the outside world. But when you start to take the step and you take it a step out of a time, then it's not so shocking. You're not going to give people a heart attack by doing this. Kind of feel like for a lot of you, it'll be just, something I was thinking about, when I was a young child and I always wanted to be the blah, 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 blah. And you're kind of starting to put the seeds out there. And people are like, yeah. What a great dream that was. Anyway, and they go on to talk about something else. And you're like, oh, damn it. I wanted to go further. But you don't feel like you can push it then, right? So you're like, okay, the seed has been planted. And then a couple of weeks pass, and then you're doing something else with that person, like it's a parent or a grandparent or whatever. And then you're like, you know what? I was actually looking into that dream, and, there's these classes that I can take. And it won't interfere with, like, let's say you're in the family business. It won't interfere with that. I just might need to leave early on this day of the week because that's when the class is. But, I'll come back afterwards, or I'll come in earlier next day and make sure everything else gets done. Sound good? And they're like, well, okay. And they start to get used to the idea. And then they see how happy you are. And so that just starts to unfold piece by piece by piece, right? And that's kind of what I feel with all that. And then, so we'll look in here and see what tool and what medicine that can be used for this. Yep. You've got angels and spirit guides. And it's the upper world here that brings you the medicine. And angel light, which I believe this is angel light. We're just going to put the angel light right here for now. Actually, we'll just put it over here since that's the medicine. Angel light is the crystal or the stone that helps connect to the higher worlds. And this is card number 2. And we will read and see what comes with this. What it really, whenever I get the number 2, and especially when it talks about angels and spirit guides and upper world, angel light, all that, is that we realize there's more to us than just this humanness, this human side of us. We've got our spirit, our soul, that is really the true us, our higher self, right? And that is the one that has this purpose, the sole purpose it wanted to come here to experience. And it wanted to experience everything we've been through up to this point. And then when we get to this balancing piece where trying to do all the stuff the outside world wanted you to do, that you want to live this dream, right? And so you're connecting to your soul and getting a clarity, the high picture point of view on what you want to do with your life. And that's kind of what I feel is this, connection is to your higher self. And then you open up your connection to all the other spirit beings of unconditional love and light that are up there around you. They're just, you realize what a wonderful support team you have. And this says you have attracted this card into your awareness today as a sign that your angels and guides are reaching out to you from the spirit world. Throughout your life's journey, you have spirit guides and angels guiding you from the other side, offering you love and support in times of need. Have you been praying for guidance? Are you feeling lost and not sure which direction to take? Have you asked for healing and are not sure what to do? Have you sensed a presence around you and are not sure who it is? Please know that your angels and guides are currently with you more than ever, and they have your back. They're constantly sharing their love and wisdom, and it's time for you to slow down, tune in, and feel their nurturing presence and to hear their wishes of love. These powerful beings are of a higher aspect of yourself, so open up to this powerful wisdom of your own soul and higher self. Make sure to take some time in meditation to connect deeply to this energy and know that your prayers are being answered and you are never alone. And before I read about the medicine of the upper world, I'm also hearing that, for those of you who, these promises and you have this guilt of what your, like your grandparents or parents, those that have passed away might feel. This is them telling you, hey, we're here, we love you, we support you, and whatever decisions you make, we don't judge you, we love you unconditionally, no condition, we don't have any opinion on what you should do with your life, we're just at 100% got your back. So that message comes with us too. And then the medicine of the upper world says, the upper world is one of the 3 major worlds the shamans visit to receive messages and healing. It's home of all the higher vibrational beings. To journey to this world, you must enter into a deep state of meditation and set an intention to travel to the upper worlds. Shamans would call upon their power animals to guide them in these worlds and then allow their spirit to rise to the higher planes of existence. Celtic shamans would enter this world through the tree, knowing that the upper branches delivered them into the higher realms. You can also enter into the upper world by imagining you have wings and are flying or are in a hot air balloon. As long as you journey upwards, you'll be able to get there in whatever way works for you. The upper world is a non-reality word that resides in higher vibrational planes, so when traveling there, it's best to relax and trust the process and allow your intentions to guide you. When in the upper world, you can expect to meet angels, ascended masters, spirit guides, light beings, and all souls of the higher angelic energies. It's time for you to connect to this world and receive wisdom and healing. Beautiful. And then angel light. We'll put angel light on top of angel light. And angel light does aid you in connection to the higher realms, and it acts as a conduit to receive messages from your angels, and it also assists in receiving healing from the angelic realms. So beautiful. I think that is a perfect medicine or tool to help you with this, because your opinion and influence with your elders, a lot of it has to do with those that have passed away, and so this definitely helps you with that piece. And then of course really connecting to your true passions in your life, help you balance all this out, where these victories would feel like victories, that you would make whatever, pay whatever price, whatever cost it is to live your dreams, because it's for you and you're passionate about it. And then this is about putting all of it into action, but it's a slow growth, and it all takes time. Whenever you plant seeds, it takes time for them to grow and for the harvest to come, right? There's seasons for reasons. All right, and then we're gonna pull cards here to see, once you connect with this higher self of yours and or your parted loved ones who are just so interested in communicating with you and showing you signs and messages of their support and their love, you just have to get out of the fear and raise your vibration to that of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. That feeling, you raise your frequency up there, then you can hear, and you're also more aware of the messages that are happening around you. keep on knocking these over. All right. So, Creator, what would you like our Geminis to know that once they apply this medicine and this tool, what does that bring for them? Okay. Okay, yeah. So you have the Queen of Swords, and this is beautiful because swords are your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your thoughts, even your expectations. And what's beautiful is that the Queen, she, of course, is almost to the end of the suit, so she's learned so much. One, she's learned that she holds the Ace of Swords, so she's the one in control of releasing any beliefs that no longer serve her and her purpose. So she knows that. But she also has her hand extended and open there, you see. And that means that she also learned that being open-minded and allowing new thoughts and new beliefs to come in has been beneficial. You know, it doesn't mean you have to take on everything that comes in, but being open-minded allows you to see things, and then you just take what resonates with you. You can also see she's sitting down here on a throne of a cup. And the cups, of course, are the element of water, and that's your emotions. And so she also learned that when you're making decisions strictly on your mind and your expectations, that generally doesn't turn out for our highest, aligning with our highest self. Also, with the cups, if you make decisions only from the heart and only from emotions, that also tends not to fare for the best for us. So it's this beautiful balance that comes, with the mind and the heart. And then you have Judgment. And this makes total sense because you've got the, and it's number 20, XX up here, in which breaks down to a number 2. And this is all about your lower self connecting to your higher self and realizing who you really are. And it's funny too, it's like if you're living your life for everyone else and not living your life, you might have felt like you were dead and you were buried and you felt trapped, like you're buried alive in a coffin, right? But this is about you releasing, you're being released because of the connection and being able to see these things from your higher self. It also is this kind of message that you understand, with judgments, you have like these truths that come, and right before, I think it's right before this card, you have the is it Temperance? But yeah, Justice card comes a few before this, where it's really looking at your small t truths that come from your ego and all those supposed to's and shoulds everyone fed you your life, all their opinions. And then you have your capital T truths, which come from the higher realm. And so it's this beautiful reconciliation of truths. And, again, with this Queen, you have this sword that you can cut away those small t truths that no longer serve you. Yeah, and here you go. If there's any doubt, the Fool for me represents, well, not only it's a new adventure and you get to go in this exciting new thing. It means that old cycle is ended. You reached an old journey, an end of an older journey, and you're starting a new one. But for me, the Fool also represents, because it's the 0, represents your soul. And so it's definitely this connection here. I mean, both of these are all about this upper world and about your higher self. So I love that it's just reiterating to you over and over. It's about connecting to your higher self. That's going to be such wonderful medicine for you. Yeah. And then here's the 2 of Cups. And sometimes readers will look at this as a new relationship coming in, and it could be a new partnership, and it could be friendship, it could be something like that. But it's a special message, and especially since we're talking about all this, I look at it as your higher self and your human self. And what she has is this chalice, and she's bringing in this. Both of the cups are together. The human side offers the cup of itself, and the higher self offers a cup of herself, and what she brings is the unconditional love that you've been looking for. And so it's this bond between your human side and your spiritual side, where you're not trying to, when we get into spirituality and you start having this discovery, there's a lot of belief that we have to destroy our ego. And it's like, no, the ego's a part of us. It's our shadow. It's our friend. I mean, it is a piece of who we are. And it was actually the brave piece of us that chose to disconnect from the huge sea of unconditional love and from the heavenly realms to be able to experience the opposites, experience this pain and suffering and what it might feel like to feel powerless and limited and separate and lonely. And so, this joining together is, with this awareness that comes and goes, hey, you're not alone, we're here. This whole message about here, you're never alone too. So it's this joining together. And I love that. So this is definitely a transformational, type of energy that's coming with this. And then let's read your divine directions here. Yeah. So you've got home. This is home. You find out where your home really is. And it says it's time to renovate or change something in your home environment or move home. So yeah, you definitely are changing your beliefs around what home feels like. What's home base? What is the place that you feel safe, the place that you are, instead of it being, this facade. It's like, no, you're moving to a place that's more you, not, you're renovating your life, you're renovating you, which is your home. Your body is your home of your soul, right? Yeah. And you got recharge as well. And it says, please slow down, which this Pentacles is about going slow. It's not selfish to take time out to look after yourself. And so there's a message there about it's okay to take time to look out for yourself, not having to live up to all that expectations of the familial, or even if it was teachers or someone in authority in your life that created this supposed to be and should be that has ruled your life so deeply up to this. And it could even been someone that maybe they didn't say it, but it's how they treated you or what they did to you that kind of sparked this story within that you accepted and built upon in your life. It all has to be about rechanging, renovating, recharging, slowing down, taking time for you, for the real you, and moving away from that. So I am loving this energy for you here. I'm going to leave it at that and just know, as you're going through all this, that every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things and this host of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side. And hey, I love you too. So have an amazing new moon in Libra, and I'm sure I'll be talking with you soon. Until then, you take care.